I've got a fireworks story for you. Story about when the fireworks went wrong at Boy Scout summer camp. As I said in a previous video, camp had money. And one of the things they used to do every year on the 4th of July was to set off professional type fireworks. It was a public relations, I don't want to say stunt activity, because the town was invited to come and watch our fireworks. The camp was out in the country and there was no place for the people to observe fireworks, so they did them at the camp. Now these fireworks, they're in diameter anywhere from 4, 5, 6 inches, maybe a foot, foot and a half long. And the way they would be set off was that across from the parking lot / athletic field, there was a little dip in the ground, and then it went up. There was a hill, a big sand hill, they call it a drumlin. It was about as same level as the parking lot. And the trees that were growing down in the ditch were low enough that you could look over the top. Set in the top of this hill were pieces of, I guess, iron water pipe set in the ground to act as a mortar. And the fireworks would be dropped in the hole, and the fuse, which came out of the top, would be lit, and it would go down and set them off, and it would like shoot them up in the air like a mortar would shoot a mortar shell up in the air. They went up pretty high. This one year, in the late 60s, I was not on staff, but I used to come up on holidays and weekends to act as a volunteer to help out. And we needed to get the fireworks up to the hill. And there was a crew of about 4 or 5 people. I was one of them. And we would load the fireworks into the back of my International Scout, which is a vehicle like a Jeep. It's the same one I had the story about when the clutch linkage fell out on the West Side Highway. So we loaded up the fireworks and drove down and up on the hill. And the plan was that I would hand the fireworks, which were in the back of my International Scout, out through the tailgate window to the guys that were lighting them off, and it would be a safe place to operate from. Well, somehow this year, the diameter of the fireworks themselves were smaller than the diameter of the mortar pipes. So that would greatly affect the ability of the fireworks to shoot itself up into the sky, because it wasn't a snug fit in the pipe. And we were unaware of this discrepancy. So it got to be evening and dark, and it was time to shoot the fireworks off. So we drove down and up the hill, and I parked off to the side and started handing fireworks out the back window. The way we'd set these fireworks off was that it would carry road flares, the kind of flares the police use when there's an accident or something. They have to warn people. And it was a nice, hot, quick ignition. So they take the fireworks, go out drop it in the mortar, and light the fuse, and poof, it would shoot it up in the air. But not fitting properly this year, it would shoot them up in the air about 10 or 20 feet instead of going up 100 feet. And then they would explode. and all these sparkly fireworks would come down on us who were lighting them off. It was scary. I don't know if any of you have experienced being inside an exploding fireworks that did its thing around you instead of way up in the sky. And we continued to try to shoot them up in the air. We didn't know what the problem was. And then Reno Zaccaro, the camp director, comes huffing and puffing running up the hill. What's going on? What are you guys doing wrong here? And he said, we don't know. They just don't go up. And then we took a closer look and saw that they didn't fit in the mortar. That year, the fireworks display was a big flop. We all survived, but from then on, whenever they had a fireworks show, they made sure that the fireworks were pre-fitted into the mortars to make sure they were the right size. It was scary. It was interesting. It was fun. And another exciting adventure with explosives at Boy Scouts summer camp. Hope you enjoyed the story. Hope I told it well. I've been having trouble operating my cameras, but I think I have it figured out now. Goodbye.